It's that time of year again, the one that makes even the brave a little uneasy. You hear strange noises, you check things twice, hoping that everything is fine. You tell yourself it'll be okay, that there's nothing to worry about, but deep down, you know what's coming. It's the season of dread, the time of the year when every car enthusiast faces their fear. And if you think I'm talking about Halloween, well that's not for a couple of weeks.
The city is asleep, moonlight cut so deep, footsteps dragging slow, in cold air on my skin, it's bringing me back in, the silence starts to sing, I feel the stillness grow, surrendering to light that pierces through the...
So it is indeed the scariest day of the year. The scariest day of the year for someone that drives a near 20-year-old Porsche. Because it's MOT day. And that strikes fear into the owners of old Porsches up and down the country. When you're driving these cars around on a daily basis, you hear little knocks, little whines, groans from the car. And you don't think anything of it. As long as it starts and it drives fine, what's to worry? It's when it comes to the MOT, those knocks seem louder. The squeaks and things seem less natural and more like an MOT failure waiting to happen. So a lot of you that have seen my previous videos will know that this car has some suspension issues currently wrong with it. Now these things are getting sorted next week. It's going to involve removing the subframe, which is corroded, fixing it back up, replacing all the four lower arms, along with other suspension components as well. Those are the sort of things that can fail an MOT. Play in the suspension arms, that sort of thing, it could mean a fail. But it also might not be. And the reason why it's really important I get this done is today is the last day of its MOT. Annoyingly, the car was meant to go in last week for all the suspension work, followed by an MOT. But the MOT expired today, and I use this car on a daily basis. I need to get to work in it, so it does need an MOT. So what I plan to do is take it to Halfords. Halfords do MOTs, you can book it online, I like that. You don't have to ring, don't like to ring people. And more importantly, I'm sorry Halfords, but they're quite easy. The last time I took my Porsche into Halfords for an MOT, I expected to wait around 45 minutes to an hour. I dropped the car off, I went for a coffee. By the time I'd come back out of the coffee shop, I saw the car coming out of the garage. How could it have been completed in under 20 minutes? When I went to collect it, they said, yes, it is all passed for you, no issues whatsoever. And I said, well, it's only been in 20 minutes. And he went, that's the thing with Porsches, you lift them up, you're not allowed to remove anything, everything's covered in plastic, you can see nothing, so there's nothing really to check. It just, as long as its tyres are fine, nothing's falling off it, you're pretty much good to go. So that is me hoping that it's going to be the same again today. If they start getting a bit too involved in it and a bit more pedantic, it could easily fail its MOT, meaning the car is then essentially off the road for the next 3 days when I need it. Annoying. The other annoying thing was I was meant to have a press car delivered on, well, yesterday, but that's been delayed by a week. So I will be completely carless unless it passes today. So I'm a little bit scared, and I did lose a little bit of sleep last night worrying about whether it was going to pass or not. Other than that, it should really pass. The suspension issues, I'm just hoping it gets through. But the rest of the car is fine. The tyres are fine, the brakes are fine, there's no bulbs out. There isn't really any other reason why it would fail. But there's always that lingering doubt in the back of your mind when you drive a car as old as this. When it comes to MOT day, what else are they going to bring up? Now if they bring up something huge and it fails, then it's failed. And I'll have to wait until next week to get it into the garage to discuss that with them further, and I'll just have to, I don't know, I'll have to work this out. But I won't have a car, because my wife needs her car too. Just got to hope for the best. the thing with that car is actually going, and I spoke about this in another video. The Golf GTI is going, and there'll be a final video on that car sharing all the costs of that car throughout its ownership and everything. So if you are interested in seeing how much that Golf has cost me during the 7 years that I've owned it for, then make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss that upload. It's going to be eye-opening for anyone looking to buy a Golf GTI. But that car is going, and car shopping is about to commence. Yes, I spoke about this in the last video as well, that I'm looking to buy a Range Rover. And a lot of you jumped into the comments saying it was a really big mistake. They were horrible cars, but there was a few of you that actually did agree with me. And the thing is with the Range Rover, it's one of those cars that I just feel I need to have. I need to experience one, I just need one. And if it's just a tick box exercise for the next 3 years, then that's fine. I can say I've done it, I've had one, it wasn't for me, but I've got some cars lined up for after that one anyway. But imagine if it's a case of meet your hero and it's brilliant. I really do hope it is. I found a really good garage, and the car shopping videos are also about to land on the channel very soon, so there's never been a better time to subscribe to my channel than now. There's track days, there's car shopping, there's more Porsche content coming, some big road trips planned for next year, and yeah, it's going to be a great next 12 months, I am sure of it. So if you haven't already subscribed, many of you haven't, probably 60% of people that watch my content do not subscribe, then please consider hitting that subscribe button. Let's take my channel to 12,000 subscribers. I am so close to that point. But anyway, what I'm going to do now is drop the Porsche off at the MOT testers, and we'll catch up with the result. Will it or won't it pass? I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait and find out. Right, well that's the car picked back up. And this is pretty much proof that you can send your car in for an MOT and it can give you the exact opposite result of what you expect. I took the car in today knowing the bottom arms are a bit worn. There is some suspension issues, and although that's getting sorted out next week, I was there hoping and praying that they didn't push and pull too hard and they didn't notice them. The good news is they didn't. The bad news is the car still failed. And what it failed on actually surprised me. So before the car went in, I did the usual things. I'm not an idiot. I checked that all the lights worked, the tyres were of good condition, I checked the tread all around them, I checked the brakes to make sure they weren't lipping. All these sort of easy things that would ordinarily fail a car. And I got all those checked first, because you don't want to waste money and send a car in knowing it's going to fail on something stupid, like a bulb or a headlight or a tyre or something. So I got all that checked. I did all that. I took the car in and I turned up to collect it, and it was on the ramp, and they said, oh, while you're back, you may as well have a look. It's actually failed. And it's failed on a tyre. But I've just checked the tyres, the tread's fine. The front right tyre on the very inside edge has the very start of some cords being shown in one little chunk. So we're not talking about the whole tyre, there's just one little section of it that's an MOT fail, complete fail. And despite the rest of the tyre having 4.5 mil on it, it's gone through to the cords on one tiny patch. Almost like I've hit something on the road and it's just scuffed away. But that means that the car can no longer be driven. So I'm going to take it home now, and it's going to be just off the road until it can get in for its suspension and now a new tyre, to add to the expense of running one of these cars. It does seem to be a common theme every time I take it into a garage. They go, you might want to have a look at your tyres. Despite me being the obsessive person and checking tyres, but I suppose if it's parked on the bit where the cord's showing, you're never going to see it. But yeah, what a shame. And not really how I planned today to go. So now I'm basically carless for the next 3 days. I need to come up with a plan on how I'm going to get about. But yeah, this is pretty much the proof that running a Cayman as your daily driver can be very, very expensive and also inconvenient. when it fails on tyres. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. There's plenty more Cayman content to come, so if you haven't already, please consider hitting that subscribe button for plenty more videos like this one to come. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.